Hello, viewers, and welcome back to My Hero Academia Readthrough. I'm your humble host, Josh24214, and today we're going to be tackling 223. So last time we went through a bit more of Shigaraki's backstory, and still most of it was disjointed, but we got more clearer facts. So so we just at the end of the previous chapter, we jumped ahead to a month and a half later to present time. What's going on right now? So what's happening with the villains right now? And let's get into chapter 223 and let's find out. So yeah, first page. Around mid-December, so it's like around the like 2 weeks before, like a week before, like 2 weeks before the holidays. I mean, it must be sad for the villains can't go and see their families at the holidays. So, around mid December, number 223, a cockroach. Okay. So, we get back to where we were with Shigaraki's group and the League of Villains. And Shigaraki's just getting into another. Getting into a fight. And the earth is shaking around. He slid. And he just more earthquakes. So yeah, Shigaraki's taking on Giga, and Giga's still saying that he's just too weak. And I think he crushed him in half. I don't really can tell from the art. Oh, that was a and he and both Giga and Shigaraki's just thrown off the cliff. And it turns out, yeah, that's not the real Shigaraki getting crushed in half. It's just twice as clones. And twice as just about to surprise attack Giga. And he's just saying, once you're in the air, you're full of openings. And he's just about to attack him from behind. And so basically, twice Shigaraki and Mr. Compress are about to attack him from behind. And Giga's just opening up his claws and saying, too weak again. And he does something? Explosion or something? And while that fight is still going on, we cut away to Toga and Spinner once again. And Toga's just starting a conversation. The future king is getting his ass kicked. And Twice is just agreeing, yeah, same as usual. And we get more of that narration of Spinner once again. In order to gain the full support of the Mad Doctor Ujiro, I'm just gonna say the Mad Doctor, okay? It makes it a little easier until when we get a much easier name to pronounce. One of the conditions we have to clear is to subdue the superhuman known as Giga. About a month and a half ago has passed since then, so we got a flashback back to Shigaraki's crowning epic speech saying, "You will bow to the future king." However, Giga still has not accepted Shigaraki. Yeah, having spent a month and a half, yeah, that's not going anywhere. And we get more of that Spinner dialogue while Shigaraki is still fighting Giga. For 48 hours and 44 minutes straight, he would attack without rest. After that, he would take a 3-hour nap before resuming his attack yet again. During the fight, his body would grow larger, and he would easily pinpoint wherever Shigaraki is hiding. According to him, his senses of hearing and smell are incredibly acute, to the point where he could counter even if you attacked him in his sleep. This is how the last month and a half passed. Shigaraki hardly slept at all, and though his life danced in the hand of of the giant, he was always smiling for some reason. And then there was us, because Giga's sole focus was his master's successor. We weren't pursued even if we broke away from the fight. As soon as we took shifts, switching in and out as we worked to chip away the beast. As far as our finances are concerned, we received the bare minimum of support from the doctor. As expected, we have not yet received his full support. With that meager sum, Toga bought herself a dutiful coat, and Toga's now wearing a very fancy coat for the winter. So warm. Your movement slows down if you're cold, you know. And yeah, that spinner is a lizard, I guess. I love how cute these A-line coats are. I love. Oh wait, didn't you join because you love Stain or something? Not a trace of him lingers within the league anymore. So why are you still here? And we gotta zoom in of Toga being her crazy self. I love Stain. I also love Deku. And I love Ochako, too. I'm happy as long as I can fall in love a lot. Yeah, you probably kill people. And Spinner's just putting on his mask and just saying, such a free spirit. And all the rest of the villains just get together and compress. And I do dig Compress's mask. It's a little cracked, but I think it can be liked. And so Mr. Compress starts speaking. He's fallen asleep. When did that monster last eat? And Toga continues, is Tomura still alive? And we go back to Shigaraki all beaten up and tried to just beat Giga. Yeah. His movements have his movements have gotten slower. Compared to the beginning, we've been getting way closer. I swear, I'm going to make that damn gorilla kneel before me. And back to narration. His his determined gaze was like that of a young boy chasing his dreams. And we go to twice and a phone's ringing. Ring ring. Hmm? It's from Giran. What? I never contacted whenever I call him. Where you pull that phone out from? And Mr. Compress is just questioning how Twice was able to stuff his cell phone in his costume. And Mr. Compress continues, ask him if he provides damage insurance. And yeah, I do dig Mr. Compress's new mask, if that's a permanent thing. I think it's not menacing enough, but it's a start. And Twice just listen starts the call. Even even after he introduced me to the league, he's always been looking out for me. He's a really nice guy. You bastard! And the phone clicks in, and then Twice just snaps instantly. You bastard! Why didn't you pick up Mr. Compressor's phone calls? You're the worst! You're the worst! And not and the person on the phone is not Giran. Ah, that entirely that's entirely our fault. He's not to blame. This is the League of Villains. Twice Jin, right? And yeah, someone is using Garen's phone, and we all know who it is. And Mr. Compress So on the phone, speaking on the phone is supposed to be a voice changer, and Mr. Presses brings it up like a voice changer. His new phone. Who's this? Um, New phone. Who's this? Where's Garan? Are you guys in a position where you can check the news right now? I like for you all to take a look. And Mr. Caprice just, I think he brings out his cellular phone. So apparently in the woods you can still get a good signal there. And Mr. Compress changes over to the news and breaking news. An update to yesterday's story. Another finger has been discovered. And Spinner's like worried, like, finger? It was 3 days ago when the first middle finger was found. And when you see when and in the panel that sentence is uttered, it's the same scene at the end of 22 and 222 at the end with the finger on the pile of guts or whatever, pointing at the headquarters of the villain group, the 8 precepts of death. And we still got a lot of the news bringing in. Following this, in front of the terminal at Hoshu City, the index finger was found. Yesterday, on the highway where the police escort ambush incident occurred, the ring finger was removed. Oh boy. Currently, it is believed that all the fingers came from the same victim. Many of the victim's supposed possessions have also been scattered at the site, including a scarf, sunglasses, and various pieces of clothing. Oh god, Garan. I think he's dead at this point. The police believe that this is an act of organized crime deliberately constructed to send some sort of message. Oh, there was more. Sorry, I kind of skipped a place. And at Chemo Ward Ground Zero, the thumb was found. Finally, today, um, they're all places we've shown up at. Finally, today at the ceremonial Fukusura, fresh in recent memory from Endeavor's fierce battle, the pinky finger was discovered. Allow me to introduce myself, League of Villains. And on page 10, the speaker of the phone reveals himself, and it's Destro's son of the Quark Liberation Army. I am the supreme leader of the special. You know what? I'm just gonna basically call it the Quark Liberation Army at this point. It's been addressed as Quark Liberation Army, so I might as well just say that. I am the supreme leader of the Quark's Liberation Army, Readthough. Or I'll just call him Destro. So after the Yakuza, it's a liberation army? And we cut back to Shigaraki, so after the Yakuza is a liberation army? Huh. Is retro culture trending again or something? Come to think of that. Come to think of it, hasn't that book been selling well lately? Don't get too carried away by passing fads. You know your stuff, but don't get it wrong. We're the ones who created that fad. That seems fun. What? And we cut back to Twice on the phone just screaming his head off. That seems like fun. What have you done with Garan? What's your objective? That guy was really good. A really good guy, you know. He's right here and still alive. Okay, that's good. So Destra has not killed him yet. My objective is liberation of special abilities to create a world where humans can be humans and can unleash 100% of their power. To redefine the boundaries that have governed us to this day. And we get back to it, and there's a conversation between Mr. Compress and Toga. That that doesn't sound like it's particularly against what we're doing. Are are they trying to borrow our reputation like the Yakuza did? Release, and we cut back to Shigaraki just ticked. Release broker and call back later. I'm busy right now. I'll lend you I'll lend your little revolutionary group an ear once I'm done here. Or you could say that about ourselves too, and it's Mr. Compress speaking. And we cut back to the office, and yeah, Garen is still alive, and yeah, and if you don't know whose fingers are, that Garen's fingers was torturedly cut, every last one. And yeah, Destro's that cruel to do it. In that case, hear me out while you're still on your break. First, I'm not letting him go. He's a hostage after all. I've heard you guys have a pretty tight connection. He's truly a remarkable man. He possesses such a strong work ethic. Up till now, he must have lived his life constantly hiding in the darkness from the police and heroes. That and that's precisely why he's fallen behind on his pursuits outside of that darkness. Quite a praiseworthy man. Not only did he fully and completely destroy the members list, even as his fingers were chopped off one by one. So that, yeah, he's been Destro's been cutting off his fingers one by one. Well, at least he's still alive and not, had a lobotomy yet. Well, he could still do it. He might actually could do that. He never let out a peep, let alone any information. We've and we I think we get a mini flashback to a previous chapter. We finally managed to reconstruct the data that he so thoroughly destroyed. So he put it all back together again. Such fruitless resistance is worthy of praise. We, the soldiers of the Liberation Army, have long been preparing for the coming days over many generations. And yeah, we get the four core members of the Liberation Army. And from right to left, we have the Major It Company. Major It Company, Feel Good Inc. Company Director Chikazuku Tomurashu. Sorry, I know my Japanese is bad. So yeah, we got four members. So the Shinguyu Party, or the there's a little note here. Literally, heart-seeking party. So the heart-seeking party leader, Hanadata Kuru, and we have one female member in this group, the Shusela Inc. exclusive director, Kitsukai Chetsusi. And we have the big bad of this arc, the Destro Lifestyle Support Company, Denorat Co. Chief Executive Officer Yotsubarashi Rikia. Sorry, my Japanese is probably terrible. And we get more of Destro's dialogue. We've waited for so long, spreading our roots and making preparations. Little revolutionary group, please, spare me the jokes. And now we have 116,516 soldiers of the Liberation Army hidden throughout society, ready to strike at any given moment. Self self-depressing jokes aren't very funny, League of Villains. And Spinner's like shocked at this. He's gotta be bluffing. And we cut back to and we're still going on with Destro. Nigeta, huh? Nigata, huh? Pretty deep in the mountain. Nigita, huh? Pretty deep in the mountains, aren't you all? And they know exactly where they are, and so Twice tosses the phone. It's too late. Our satellite cameras have already locked onto you. Wherever you go now, we'll know where you are, the notorious League of Villains. Hawks, Endeavor, Edgeshot, Mukuro, Crust. One word from us, and they'll instantly have you surrounded. And we cut back to Shigaraki. Sure, sure, it, it's kind of you to give us a warning. What will you? What do all of you want, bastards? No one other than Destro is worthy of becoming the icon of liberation. You all have simply become too popular. So fall at our hands in the light of the beacon of Liberation Army's resurrection. Those fingers are our pledge. No need for any kind of bothersome negotiation. Let us fight. Liberate your abilities. You do well to come immediately to Dika City in Achi. If you come, we will release Guran. Then you'll have to make a choice. Either fight with us, either fight with us, or fall at our hands, or fall at the hands of the heroes. What will you choose, Shigaraki Tomura? A declaration of war. Chapter 223 End. So yeah, the head of the Liberation Army, Destro, has declared his war upon the League of Villains, and so I could guess the next couple of chapters are going to go nuts. And I like we're not going away to the heroes at the moment. We're still stuck on the villains, and I'm okay having the heroes take a break while the villains have their own kind of civil war brewing and going their little gang wars and civil wars going on. So yeah. So a war could be brewing in the so the League of Villains may have to go to Dika City to take on the Quirk Liberation Army. So until then, I can't imagine what they're going to do next. So until then, I'll wait for you next week, and we'll continue from there. So this is your humble host, Josh24214, and I'll see you on the very next chapter. Bye for now.